In this video, I'm going to show you the karaoke setup if you would like to connect your Maonocaster Lite to a guitar amplifier, and I will be using a condenser microphone as well as a dynamic microphone. Without further ado, let's get started. And now let me show you the chords we will need in this setup. So of course, this is our guitar amplifier, this is our Maonocaster Lite, and this iPad here, this will be the source of our background music or karaoke song. We will be using YouTube songs again. And so this is the condenser microphone, and if we're going to be connecting the condenser microphone to here, of course, the cord that goes with that is this one, the XLR to 3.5 mm. If you want to connect your dynamic microphone to this Maonocaster Lite, you will need an adapter. So let's say, for example, you don't have one more of this one, then pretty much you will be using this cord here. So something like that, so XLR to this one here. And because if you look at the back of this Maonocaster Lite port, so it's 3.5 mm, so something like that, and that is why you will need this adapter, so something like that, 6.35 mm to 3.5 mm TRRS, because that's where you're going to be connecting that one and then connect it to the mic port of that Maonocaster Lite. But again, you have the choice to connect this one directly to there, or you can use this cord. So if you are going to be connecting your dynamic microphone to this guitar amplifier, you can use this cord as well. So male and female XLR cable, so something like that. So anyway, these are just options, so you don't need to have all of them. Even this one alone, you can do your karaoke setup already. So again, this is a Beam 800 condenser microphone, and this is the cord that goes along with that to connect to your Maonocaster Lite. Now, in these two cords here, you don't need to have both of them. If you have one of them, you are already good. So this one is the TRRS to RCA, so the one that has two lines to RCA, the red and white. And this one here is the 3.5 mm TRRS, the one that has three lines on it. And the audio video on here, we will not be using of course, the yellow one for video. We will only be using the red and white RCA. So again, this is just options. If you don't have this type of cord or cable, then you can use this one. This is the cord we will be using to connect our Maonocaster Lite to the guitar amplifier. And this one here, this is 3.5 mm TRRS, so the one that has three lines on both ends, and this normally comes when you buy a Maonocaster Lite. So this is the cord we will be using to connect the source of our music, so from the iPad to this Maonocaster Lite. However, you can also connect them using Bluetooth, as long as the source of your background music has a Bluetooth features, which is most of the gadgets nowadays has Bluetooth features. But again, if you have the older ones, let's say you have an MP3 players that does not have, let's say, Bluetooth features on it, then for sure you can use this cord. And now let's start the connection. Let's first connect this condenser microphone to this Maonocaster Lite. So we have two ports here, mic 1 and 2. Maybe let's use mic 2, and then let's connect this one here. Okay, and now let's connect the background music to this Maonocaster Lite. And so one end we will connect to here, to the one that says music input. And then the other end we will connect to the headphone port or jack of this iPad. So you could use, let's say, another device or a phone or a laptop or an MP3 player, whatever you have. And now let's also connect our dynamic microphone. So we'll use this cord here. And by the way, if you only be using one condenser microphone, then this cord is good enough. So you don't need to have all this type of cords on here or cables. Okay, so let's connect this one here. And then one end, so as I showed you earlier, we will need this adapter. Okay, so let's connect it right there. And this time, let's connect it to the one that says mic 1. Okay, there you go. And now to connect from the Maonocaster Lite to the guitar amplifier, let's use first this one. So as I mentioned, this could be an option. So you can use this or this. Let's try using this one first. Okay. This time we will connect one end, the TRRS, the one that has 3 lines, to here, to the one that says output. Okay, and the other end, of course, we will connect to this guitar amplifier. And the other end, this is where we will be connecting the red and white cords. So again, we will not be using the yellow one for video. We will only be using this one here. So this is where we're going to be connecting it, the one that says aux. So simply white to white and red to red. Okay, there you go. And now we're all set. Okay, so let me now turn on this Maonocaster Lite. Okay, there you go. And let's, of course, let's turn this on as well. And since I'm facing towards this speaker, so I have to make sure it's not so loud or else I will feedback. Okay, so now let's do a test. So let me turn the volume up from here. And let's turn the volume up from here as well. Okay, sound check, testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, sound. As you notice, the echo here is still at 0 and there is already that like a treble or echo thing. That is because this amplifier or guitar amplifier has that features as well. I believe it's this one, the one that's treble and the reverb on here. But let me point out, using both the dynamic and condenser microphone connected to this Maonocaster Lite is not really advisable because the audio is not balanced. So you will notice later that that the audio output or the volume for your dynamic microphone compared to the volume of your condenser microphone is not balanced. So let me show you. Let me just turn this up to maybe 50%. So right now I'm using a condenser microphone, and if I'm going to use a dynamic microphone, sound check, testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. You could hardly hear it. So that's why, if that is the case, if there is option for you to use a dynamic microphone connected directly to the guitar amplifier, then do that. Because again, as I showed you, so right now I'm using a condenser microphone, and then using a dynamic microphone, it should sound like this. Sound check, testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. You could hardly hear the audio or the vocals or the microphone from this amplifier. Okay, so not unless if you are only using a dynamic microphone without a condenser microphone, then you're okay, because you just have to turn it up from here. So sound check, testing 1, 2. There you go. So something like that. Okay, so because of that, I will not be connecting this dynamic microphone to here. Instead, I will be connecting my dynamic microphone to this guitar amplifier. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to be removing, let me turn this off first. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one now. And then I'll remove this one also. But again, it's up to you. If you want to do it like that, then feel free to connect that. Especially if you will be using a dynamic microphone, then this is the setup. So you will need this cord and of course this type of adapter. Okay, so as I mentioned, I will be connecting the dynamic microphone directly to this guitar amplifier. So for that, we will use the other cord that I showed you earlier. So this one here, so the male and female XLR. So we will connect, let's lower the volume first. Let's connect this one end here. Okay, and of course the other end we will connect to here. Okay, so this time let me show you the audio output. Okay, so let me turn my mic volume here, maybe 50%. Okay, so let's turn the volume from here also. And by the way, your main volume in here is going to be from this guitar amplifier. Otherwise, there won't be no audio will come out if this one is at 0. Okay, testing 1, 2. So as you notice, there is no audio output. Okay, so let's turn this up from here. This is our master volume. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. Sound testing 1 2. There you go. Unfortunately, I cannot really turn my volume so high because I am just in front of this guitar amplifier or speaker. That's why it will for sure feedback. Let me try this time the dynamic microphone. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. There you go. Maybe I'll turn my volume from here instead of turning up from there. I'll turn my mic volume from here. Sound check, testing 1 2, and same as you notice, my echo here is still at 0. Okay, now let's put a little bit of echo. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. There you go. Okay, so if you want it up, let's try. I hope it won't feedback. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. So again, that sound that you are hearing right now, that is the condenser microphone, and let's use the dynamic microphone connected to that guitar amplifier. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. There you go. So I suggest if your guitar amplifier has microphone input, use that. Connect your dynamic microphone, provided you're going to use both. So connect your dynamic microphone directly to your guitar amplifier rather than connecting it to the Maonocaster Lite, because the sound is at least a little bit balanced. Sound check, testing 1 2. Sound check, testing 1 2. So it's actually even louder. So if you want it lower, not that loud, so what you will do is you can lower the volume from here. So you will notice, so there is a channel 1 and channel 2. So maybe just figure it out, whatever type of guitar amplifier you have. So of course, just since it is connected to here, channel 2, then pretty much the volume is on here, on these knobs here. Okay, so right now I am currently using the condenser microphone. If I'm going to turn my volume up, sound check, so it will also increase the volume if you're going to turn it up. And by the way, if you're going to increase the volume from here, it will also increase the volume of your dynamic microphone as well as your condenser microphone. And also the background music that you will be playing, it will increase also when it comes to the volume. So this is like our master volume for our microphone as well as the background music. So it's from here, and so this one, the one that's for channel 2, and also here the master volume. So if you do not want your dynamic microphone to be louder, then you have no choice. You have to lower your volume from here. So something like that. Okay, there you go. Sound check. And now let's try the dynamic microphone. If it's not that loud, okay, there you go. So it's not that loud anymore. Anyway, there should be ways. So by the way, I am currently using the dynamic microphone this time. And anyway, there should be ways. If you do not want your dynamic microphone to be that loud, just move it away from your mouth, so something like that, instead of moving it closer to your mouth. Okay, there you go. Sound check, testing 1 2, 1 2 3 4. So again, I am using the dynamic microphone connected directly to the guitar amplifier. If you want your mic volume from your condenser microphone to be more louder, then just increase your volume from here. And so aside from that one here, the volume knob of your mic, you can also increase your mic volume from here. So from the monitor. Sound check, testing 1 2. And if we lower the monitor volume, so as you can see, it does affect. So take note, the mic volume here is not only for the mic itself, you will have to adjust also your monitor. So as you can see, the monitor here is at 0, and that's why you cannot hear anything from this guitar amplifier. And now if I'm going to turn my monitor volume up from here, you will notice an audio will come out from this amplifier. Okay, let's turn it up. Sound check, testing 1 2. Sound check, testing 1 2. So there you go. So take note, your volume of your microphone is going to be from the volume knob, mic volume knob on here, as well as the monitor volume slider. So there you go. So this is now the audio using a condenser microphone connected to the Maonocaster Lite. And this is now the audio using the dynamic microphone connected directly to this guitar amplifier. If you are going to use the dynamic microphone connected to this guitar amplifier, you will not be able to use the pitch bend or to change your voice. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, so now I'm going to select pitch here, so it should change my voice. So as you can see, it did not change at all because this dynamic microphone is connected to this guitar amplifier. So the microphone has to be connected to this Maonocaster Lite for you to be able to use that effects from that Maonocaster Lite sound card. Okay, this time I'm going to use the condenser microphone connected to the Maonocaster Lite. Sound check, testing 1 2, sound check. So there you go. So as you notice, you can use this time the voice changer from this Maonocaster Lite because this condenser microphone is connected to here. Okay, if we're going to change the okay, there you go. So another voice changer. There you go. So if we're going to use another one, sound check, testing 1 2. Again, this is now using the dynamic microphone, and this is using the condenser microphone. Okay, now let's do a test playing a background music. Let's say you are ready to go, you are going to do your karaoke party wherever you are. Now let's check first our background music and see how loud it is. Okay, let's play it. Okay, and by the way, to control your background music, you can control the volume from the iPad itself or whatever source you have. You can control the volume from there or from here, the music volume knob from here. Okay, let's play it again. Okay, and if you want it louder, then just turn it up from here, or you can also increase the volume from that iPad itself. Once you increase the volume from the master volume from here, everything will increase as well, including your mic volume as well as your background music or instrument. Okay, and now let me give you a short sample. I wish you never left me, but love's a mystery. You can break a heart so easily. Okay, and this time let's use the dynamic microphone. And let's play this one. The days and the nights revealed how much I feel for you. Time has come for me to see how much your love has meant to me. Okay, let's pause it this time. Okay, there you go, and that's pretty much what is your setup would be. And now let's try connecting the other cord this time. So we will be removing this cord and we will connect the other cord that I showed you earlier. And now, as I mentioned, we will be removing this one here because we will be using the other cord this time. Okay, so let's remove this one and let's use this cord instead. And by the way, I will be removing this one also, so the one that is connected to this iPad, because we will connect the iPad this time, or the source for our karaoke song, to here using Bluetooth. So let's remove that. And so from here, from this cord, same as earlier, the 3.5 mm TRRS, we will connect this one to the one that says output. Okay, and then of course same from the aux right there, we will connect just to follow the color, white to white and red to red. Okay, there you go. And now to connect your background music or the source of your background music or karaoke song, if that supports Bluetooth, then as I mentioned, you can connect that to your Maonocaster Lite wirelessly, so without a cord that we used earlier, so without using this TRRS cord. So simply go to your settings, make sure your Bluetooth is turned on, and just as long as the Maonocaster Lite is on, it should be on one of your list there. So it's right here. Let's stop that, mono, and then there you go. So now it says connected. You will notice if this one is connected, if the light here is solid, then it's connected to somewhere. If it's not connected here, then it's connected to a different device. So make sure to turn it off first from the other device for you to be able to connect it if the source of your karaoke song is not connected. Okay, so we're all set. Let's use that same background music again. And by the way, since the setup this time is using Bluetooth, so we connected the background music to the Maonocaster Lite using Bluetooth, we have to check again the volume of our background music because it could be different. So let's test it. Let's play this one. And by the way, you won't hear anything because I lower the volume from here. Okay, let me turn the volume up from here. Okay, let's play it again. There you go. Okay, let's pause it. Same as earlier, you can control the volume of your background music from this iPad itself. Just locate the volume of your iPad and then the music volume knob from here. Okay, let's play it again. Okay, so there you go. So you can turn it low or up, so something like that. Okay. Okay, let me give you a short sample. Sound check, testing 1 2 1 2 3 4. Okay, let me turn my mic volume up from here. Sound check, testing 1 2. And let's check our dynamic microphone volume. Sound check, testing 1 2 1 2 3 4. Okay, and now let me give you a little sample, and let me use first the dynamic microphone. Okay, I'm gonna play now this background music. Change your mind, I'll still, I will love you. Okay, let me pause it. Okay, this time let me use the condenser microphone. Let's play it again. You can break a heart so easily. The days and nights reveal how much I feel for you. Okay, there you go. Let me pause it this time. And that's pretty much your setup would be if you are going to connect your Maonocaster Lite to this guitar amplifier, and of course with this background music. As I mentioned earlier, you can use, it could be another phone, a tablet, or even a laptop as a source for your background music. And that's all I can share for today. Thanks again guys for watching. If you like this type of videos, please give it a like. And if you want more of this type of videos, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you are always updated for all the upcoming videos I will be posting. Keep safe, and until next time.